Welcome to Beer and Stocks, episode 2, the slapped together piece of crap mess of an episode that I'm determined to get done no matter what. You'll probably see in the previous video I tried to do on location. It seemed like a good idea, and I was pretty excited, and I was surprised that it was noisy as hell in that place. And I mean, I could barely hear myself talk. Hopcat was the bar, by the way. Really cool place in downtown Grand Rapids, but I'll link it up below. Neat place, but it was, it was like 4 in the afternoon. I thought I could go in there and it'd be quiet, but they had the music blaring. The place was packed, all kinds of people, really loud. But what really surprised me was I filmed it with an iPhone, and it actually, I think the audio turned out pretty good. You couldn't even hear the music, even though, to me, sitting there, the music was blaring. So I may try it again and just be a little more tolerable of the sound. But I guess what I was originally thinking was just to do it. I guess I got to go there at noon or 11 a.m. or something to do the on location. So learned a little bit. And that's part of this whole process. I expect these first few episodes to be absolute shit, and they'll get better. So now the stocks portion. I am currently short Tiny, T-I-N-Y, Harris & Harris Group. This is a terrible, terrible, worthless, fucking textbook boredom, jonesing for a trade short. This is idiotic. I entered late day Thursday because it was basically the only stock that I could find that was up that I could get shares to borrow. There was a lot of good plays this week, but I just couldn't get shares. So I'll touch on those next. But plenty of plays this week, just no borrows. I guess I'll actually link that up below. There's a funny music video, No Borrow, No Cry. If you trade stocks, you need to watch that. It's good stuff. If you don't trade stocks, you won't think much of it. But so I bought on this fading. I mean, you can see it's up pretty good, but big deal. Up from $4.20 to $5. Woohoo. It looked good. And interesting, I mean, right here's where I shorted, faded late day. I was expecting a morning panic, and I was just looking to smash and grab a quarter or 30 cents or something so that I would have a trade to recap, which is a terrible reason to make a trade, by the way. I mean, I should just come on and have a 30-second beer and stocks and say I didn't trade anything this week, not do this. But the worst part was I could have gotten $150 out of this trade, but for some reason I decided, I'm going to install updates on my machine at like 9:29 Friday morning. And so the machine was all bogged down, quotes were delayed. I mean, I got my 20 cents. I could have gotten $150 out of this worthless trade and would have been happy. I mean, but I couldn't get out, and terminal wouldn't respond. But anyway, held it. It did nothing all day. Went sideways. I should have just closed it out. It's dumb to hold it, but it never. I mean, I had my stop at 510, a new high. It never came anywhere near that. So I said I'd hold it. We'll see. It's going to be worthless. I'll end up losing money on it, I'm sure. Other good trades this week was Evergreen Energy. I would have loved to short this into oblivion. It's up from like 60 cents to $3, dropped almost a full dollar in 2 days, and I really think it could continue to collapse. No borrows. So SHZ, I tried trading this all week. Really choppy, but I think the hype is really starting to fade on the rare earths, and SHZ could have been traded well. A lot of swings, a lot of volatility, but choppy. I would have liked to thought I'd make money, but it also would have been an easy way to lose money. HDY was a Tim Sykes pick that I got shares, but for some reason didn't pull the trigger. I think I was mentally fucked up from making that trade on Tiny, and I should look up. I mean, I borrowed them late day or midday. I don't know, but this would have been a good short. And I was somehow it was interesting. After going all week without trading, I rush into tiny, and then because I go into a dumb trade, I then don't make the good trade. But I guess it's all part of learning, figure these things out. I guess the nice thing about experience is I know when I'm making these mistakes, and hopefully by me explaining some of that psychology, it will be educational. But that was it. Again, missed trades on not being able to find shares to borrow. That's going to happen. But getting in, the two lessons for this week is do not make a trade for trade's sake. I literally entered that trade thinking I need something for the web show. I mean, that's stupid, idiotic. And then that messed up my psychology, and I didn't make the good trade on HDY when I could have. So live and learn. I hope I don't make that mistake again. I've done it before. I will admit that I've entered trades because it gets to be late Thursday or it gets to be Friday, and I enter trades because it's like, man, I haven't traded in a week. But terrible reason. Do not do that. I was going to, this has gone on long enough, considering the limited material and the chopped up mess I got going. I was going to go over penny stock or 50 cents dumbass stock pumping. I'm assuming most people have heard about it, but my only point, just real quickly, I just want to make it clear that what cracked me up is everybody thought he was pumping. He's not. I mean, he's just an idiot that doesn't realize that if you've got 4 million people that follow you on Twitter and you're 50 cent, if you start yapping about a 10-cent stock going to $1, the price is going to move. The price is going to move big time, and the volume is going to move big time. I mean, going back here, it's 4 cents, and then over the weekend he starts talking about how if you buy this stock, I'm working for you. And I mean, look at the volume. I mean, but it's kind of an interesting lesson to learn in penny stocking is that the way that psychology can affect price movement or perception. I mean, that's just the markets in general. But the fact that the majority of these buyers, I am willing to bet, had no belief that it was going to move because 50 Cent said it would. Man, how great is it that 50 Cent is manipulating penny stock pricing? It'd be better if he was like 5 cent. But anyway, a lot of these guys are just buying in anticipation of the lemmings buying. So it's an interesting lesson, and maybe I'll save it for next week and go into a little longer because it could be a pretty lengthy discussion about how that works, how penny stocks and markets work in general. So sorry for the discombobulated setup here and the chopped up videos, but next week will be better. It'll happen. So thanks again, and keep watching.